four C's were thought of by DeBeers, which is one of the largest diamond distributors in the world. And we start with C for the color of your diamond. And diamonds range in color from colorless, where you could drop it in a glass of water and not be able to see it, all the way down to the letter Z. And your diamond scale starts with D for diamond, goes all the way down to Z. And what it is, it's little gradations of color in that particular diamond. So a decolored flawless diamond could be a $20,000 diamond. You know, and if you decided you wanted that for a ring, we can do that for you. We have that in stock. If you didn't have quite that much as a budget and you wanted a 1 carat diamond, we've got diamonds for as little as $800 to $1,000. You know, so it's going to depend on the color. And then after the color Z on the scale, we get into fancy colors, light yellow colors, which we call light fancy yellow, or medium colored diamonds that we call fancy yellow. And then we have what we call an intense color, which is, if you can imagine what a canary looks like, that's how the phrase canary diamond came from. It's a very, very yellow diamond. So when you can picture a canary, that's the color that diamond would be. We also have a lot of other colored diamonds as well. Pink, green, blue, cognac color. Some of these are natural colors, which become very expensive. Man in his infinite wisdom has learned how to change the color of diamonds. We also have something that's called clarity, and clarity refers to all the internal characteristics that you'll find in a diamond. You know, it may have what we call a feather, which could be a very minute fissure in that diamond. And by doing that, when you look at it, the clarity is not real nice. When you look down at your diamond, you'll see that it's got a little problem with it. Okay, that can be attended to. That can be enhanced, which is another process that I'll tell you later. But, you know, we look for any kind of internal characteristics. A diamond's a piece of carbon, and it was formed 8 million years ago under intense heat and pressure. And if the crystallization wasn't complete, you'll find little problems inside. You'll find little minute internal characteristics. And all these things affect the value of the diamond. The less internal characteristics, the more expensive the diamond becomes. Now, another C would be cut. Most diamonds are cut in a round shape. By doing that, you get the most fire, or what we call scintillation. And it's probably the most popular cut. But what people have to understand is there's a reason why diamonds are cut in the shape that they come in. Because the crystal, when it's in what we call its rough stage, grows in an octahedral kind of shape. It's an 8-sided stone. Now what the cutter has to do, he has to look at that and say, okay, well, this is a long, slender crystal that I have to cut. If I cut it this way, I can come up with a marquee shape, which is a shape that was very popular. It's shaped like a football. Or it can be cut into a pear shape, which looks like a teardrop. It could be cut into an emerald cut, which is a rectangular cut diamond. It can be cut into a princess cut, which is more of a square-topped diamond. And then the bottom of it is cut more like a round diamond, so it has a lot more brilliance to it. Now, not all square cuts will be a princess. You know, they may change it because it's not exactly square. They cut it more rectangular, which an emerald cut would be cut in rectangular. But then they get it a little jazzed up. And what they'll do is they cut the bottom a little differently, so the reflection coming in and out of that diamond is a lot more brilliant. And this could be called a radiant cut. The fourth C would be what we call carat weight. And I try to tell people that the easiest way to understand diamond lingo is to think that there's 100 pennies in a dollar. There's 100 points in a 1 carat diamond. So the easiest thing to do is, if they've told you it's a 50-point diamond, is to go back and say, okay, so it's 50 pennies, so it's a half of a dollar. So exactly 50 points would be half of a carat.